Good morning and welcome to Market Opening, our brand new collab show between Business Today and India Today TV, just after 9 a.m. And we're here to get you ahead of the curve as markets kick off trading for the day. Let's take you through the top stories at this hour. A big day for UK-India ties with visiting British Prime Minister Keir Starmer set to meet Prime Minister Modi today. Starmer is leading a high-powered delegation of more than 120 top CEOs and academic leaders to India and has said he wants the FTA with India implemented as soon as possible. Groundwork laid last evening in a meeting between the Indian and British trade ministers. Pressure on Trump to reset and repair freight ties with India. 19 American lawmakers write to the US president, say the tariffs have strained relations with the world's largest democracy, emphasize that the relationship with India demands recalibration, not confrontation. The International Monetary Fund has hailed India's development into a key growth engine, even as China steadily decelerates, warns of downside risks to the world economy, but adds it is proving more than resilient and more than expected. Asks India to stay on course with reforms and ensure that small companies and startups are given space to flourish. SEBI targets large trades and stock exchanges, issues new rules for block deals to make them more transparent and efficient. Revised price range and larger minimum order sizes likely to bring liquidity and prevent price manipulation. New rules are effective 7th of December. Markets could open in the green today if cues from US and Asia are any indication. Renewed tech and AI focus lifts Asia this morning. Gold and crude inching lower on news of a deal with the Hamas. TCS, meanwhile, kicks off earnings season today. All right, let's take a look at the global setup overnight then. As we just spoke about, US and Asia are looking fairly good, indicating possibly some amount of momentum here on D Street as well. Let's pull up those indices for you. S&P 500 up about 0.5%. Nasdaq was looking good, so tech back in action as well. And we saw that carry forward into Asia. Let's pull out some of those tech majors for you. And of course, there you have it on the Asian screens. Shanghai Composite and Nikkei both up over 1%. So looking good this morning. Shailendra Bhatnagar with us as always. Shail, what's in store for us when it comes to the Nifty today?
Well, Aabha, a very good morning to you and to all our viewers. You started the conversation with saying that it's likely to be in the green, and green it is, ladies and gentlemen, on this wonderful Thursday. 28 points higher on the Nifty as far as pre-open is concerned, 25,074. Aabha, a lot of large caps are showing signs of breakout. Telecom giant Bharti Airtel, Bajaj Finance, Larsen & Toubro, Indigo, both the OMC twins, HPCL and BPCL, as also MCX. So we are seeing strength. Yesterday, if you note, I had mentioned that 25,000 will be tested. Well, it was, and there's a very strong bounce coming in there. The only, problem in the pack is gold, which starts life above $4,000 an ounce, and therefore all traders and silver traders would be on that side. But low ticket, high beta items in the PSU space and other deep value spaces will continue to attract trader interest, and we are well on our way for a festival high this Diwali.
Okay, let's also bring you those comments from the IMF. The International Monetary Fund has hailed India as a key growth engine for the world economy. Speaking at an event in Washington, D.C., the IMF MD, however, pushed for economic reforms and said the world would find its way around Trump tariffs. Listen in.
Global growth forecasted around 3% over the medium term, way below the pre-pandemic 3.7% level. Global growth patterns have been changing over the years, notably with China decelerating steadily, while India is turning into a key growth engine. Durably lifting growth requires, above all, higher private sector productivity. My main message is, you look at the history of humanity, the history of the economies, it is a history of trade. Trade is like water. You put an obstacle in front of it, it goes around it. Of course, we want more efficient economies, but we may see regional activities in trade and more broadly cooperation among neighbors, among countries that share common objectives to deepen.
Rajesh Palvia, Head Technical and Derivative Research, also joining us this morning of Access Securities. Rajesh, good morning. What's the index looking like to you? We did test that 25,000 mark yesterday. How are we set to shape up this Thursday?
Good morning, Aabha. Good morning, everyone. So looking at the profit booking at higher level, still 25,100, 25,200 are the major supply zone based on the call concentration area. So if Nifty needs to continue further higher, so it has to cross 25,200, which is the major call concentration area. If any breakout comes above 25,200, I think some short covering action we may see in this market, and then possible rally can extend to 25,400 also. On the bank Nifty also, we have witnessed some profit booking at higher level, but still looking at the overall structure for bank Nifty, I think here we may see a continuation of up move. And once bank Nifty manages to cross above 56,000, I think here we could see a good rally to unfold and possible rally towards 56,500, even 56,800 we could see. So for bank Nifty, one needs to keep stop loss towards 55,700 till these levels are intact. I think one should remain on the long side of trade. And for Nifty, till we are holding about 25,000, I think here also one can remain on the long side of trade. Breakdown below 25,000 may attract unwinding trade, but till these levels are intact, I think one should buy on dips would be the strategy.
All right. I want to just focus on TCS for a moment. Shell earnings today, and as always, TCS usually sets the trend. We also know the Tata Group has been in a lot of news lately. Even the earnings were pushed, but they've come back with the press conference pretty quickly. Muted set of numbers expected, but everyone's eyeing the commentary. What should we watch out for on TCS today?
I've had two things. The guidance, if any, talk about further retrenchments, and of course the trajectory of AI. These are the three things that I am looking for as far as the general management talk is concerned. Flat expectations of quarterly net profit at 12,664, and of course revenue is likely to inch up at 64,860 crores. Aabha, a lot of expectations have been built up in the institutional side. Major funds have taken a lot of positions on the long side in these beaten down counters like TCS, Infosys in August and September.
Right, absolutely. Rajesh, a quick call from you as well on TCS and the IT basket as we count down to opening.
So IT basket is still struggling to recover, but in last couple of days we have witnessed some buying action in IT stocks from the lower level. Looking at the structure, TCS is now almost trading near to its 20-day, 50-day resistance area, which is placed at 3050 level. So any breakout above 3050 can take this stock further higher, and then we may see some short covering action. But at this juncture, I would advise keep stop loss towards 2970 if you are on the long side of trade.
All right, that's the opening bell for you. Let's pull up the index. Marginal uptick, as was anticipated. Spot a green on the screen. 25,075 is where we're headed at this point of time. Let's pull up some of those gainers and losers. The bank Nifty currently flat, slightly in the red there. IT, however, looking strong, up about 0.4%. We're watching out for TCS today. On your screen, Cipla, Zomato, Dr. Reddy, some of the top gainers in trade so far. We've also got Sun Pharma, M&M, Tata Steel bringing up that list. So about 0.5% to 1% gains coming in on some of those top line stocks. On the downside, pressure continues on some of those consumer names. Nestle, Tata Consumer, HDFC Bank is down by 0.5% this morning. We've got Access, ITC, Bajaj Auto also bringing up that list there. Shell, what are you spotting on opening?
Now we have 1,068 shares in the green versus 580 in the red. The rally is led by the Nifty Pharma Index, a strong traction coming into real estate stocks. IT is looking good. Let's start with the big boy itself and show you what TCS is up to. Strength here, Infosys up 12 rupees 40, TCS up 16 rupees 90. In fact, the entire gaining part of the Nifty is because of TCS, Infosys, and of course a breakout in Eternal. Aabha, this is something to look forward to. Festival season, lots of ordering, and Eternal at 345, 4 rupees 30 higher.
Okay, let me get a quick call on Eternal from Rajesh. Rajesh, on the charts, how's it looking?
So, Aabha, stock is in uptrend only. We have witnessed, continuation of uptrend. Stock is moving in upsloping channel on weekly chart. Series of higher top, higher bottom formation is taking place, which is a sign of sustained buying action. So, I think we could see further higher level in Eternal, possible target towards 360 to 370. We may see in the continuation of this uptrend. So, one should buy and accumulate this counter if you get any opportunity in minor dips. On the downside, 336 needs to keep as a stop loss.
Okay. Well, a few stocks in news, as Shell also mentioned, about from IT. We've got pharma, real estate in motion today. MQ Pharma, by the way, revenue has gone up 18%, debt down 56%. And remember, they made that Zoventus acquisition. That's clearly added muscle for the counter. So MQ in the news, and it's up about 1.5% today. On the real estate front, and we've had a whole host of counters in the news, but today, Prestige, Q2 sales up 50% year on year. That's to over 6,000 crores. So that's Prestige in the news for you. Let's pull that up on the screen as well. 6% higher on a Prestige estates. Okay, Rajesh, let's talk about real estate. Let's also pull up some of the other counters because Shobha had a great set of numbers as well. Clearly, we're seeing a lot of traction here, even when it comes to fundamentals and earnings performance. Rajesh?
Yeah, definitely. So most of the real estate stocks are now consolidating at lower band of this corrective move. But in last couple of days, most of the stocks have attracted buying action, and now stocks are on a verge of giving breakout. If we analyze the structure of Prestige, it's almost negotiating with its falling trend line on the weekly chart. So I think here, if it's able to cross 1620 level, I think here there would be a breakout trade, and then possible rally towards 1680 we may see in the short term perspective. So Prestige, yes, one can hold the long position at this juncture. We would advise to keep stop loss towards 1565. Again, in the same space, I think one can focus on DLF also. Here also, we believe that the way stock is now consolidating at lower band of this correction. If these stocks manages to cross above 745, here also we may see some short covering action. So I think real estate is one sector where one can buy and accumulate. Yes, maybe we could see some time correction also, but gradually this sector may recover, and we could see good rally in going forward.
Okay. Rajesh, what else is on your radar? Let me get your topics this morning.
So I think metal and healthcare space is looking attractive. Fortis Healthcare, the continuation of uptrend is there, and the way stock is outperforming in this market. So I think Fortis can extend its gain. 1075, 1085 would be the target for Fortis Healthcare. Buy on dips would be the strategy. On the downside, 1025 needs to keep as a stop loss. Again, from the metal pack, I think one can focus on Tata Steel also. This stock is also poised to give breakout above 176. And looking at the near-term, short-term structure, we believe that this stock has potential to extend its gain towards 185 to 186. So Tata Steel also buy with stop loss of 171. And one banking stock that we are focusing at this juncture is RBL Bank. Here we have already seen a breakout of flag formation. And the way buying action was there in previous day, I think this stock has potential to extend gain towards 295. So RBL Bank also one can keep on their buying list with stop loss of 276.
All right. In fact, RBL also in the news, Cytogen has bought 33.2 lakh shares at about 284 rupees each. So that's the latest on RBL Bank, up about 2.5% this week. We've got a whole host of other stocks in the news as well. Escorts Kubota, they're looking to invest 2,000 crores in Haryana by 2031. We've got Hyundai in the news with some relief coming in from the ITAT, likely seeing some refund benefit there as well. So a couple of those names in the news as as well. Let me go across to Shell once again to see what else is exciting him when it comes to the broader markets. Shell, we were talking about pharma, we were talking about healthcare, and pharma is clearly buzzing today. What else is catching your eye?
Absolutely, Aabha. Pharma and hospitals all the way. Look at Indraprasth Medical, 1.4% higher, fresh record high, and a very, very strong volume breakouts happening in Aurobindo Pharma, Lupin, as also the stock that you mentioned, Prestige. Very, very high trader interest coming into these two. And you'll actually believe this, but let me point this out. The strongest traded equity product at the moment is Silver Bees, 3.5% higher, 157.6. The rally absolutely refuses to pause. In fact, this is, as Rajesh ji would put it, a stretched chart that he would probably be a better person to comment on silver.
Rajesh, you want to come in there?
Seen a very strong rally in silver as well as in gold, and the way it's still continuing its uptrend in overbought trajectory. I think it's very difficult to trade these kind of chart pattern. But yes, buy on dips is the strategy until the silver not breaks below 1,42,000 level. I think a trend is likely to exhibit on the bullish side only. So whatever minor dip we are getting in gold and silver are attracting the buying interest for minor dips. So 1,42,000 is the crucial level on the downside. But I think looking at the buying interest, the kind of flows which are coming in the buying side, even in the previous day also, we have seen most of the silver ETF were up around 5 to 6%, despite underlying was not moved up that much. But still, the flows are there in ETFs also. So I think this momentum can extend further. Could be higher target. We may see 1,55,000 or 1,60,000. So rallies there. Blue sky territory is there for both asset class like gold and silver.
As you can see, all the silver ETFs up today. So clearly that trend playing out across the precious metal as gold goes above $4,000. All the action moving to silver there. Okay, it's a day for some hard talk between the Prime Ministers of India and the United Kingdom. But yesterday, on the eve of the talks, Keir Starmer was subject to a strong dose of soft diplomacy and asked to light diyas ahead of Diwali at an event in Mumbai. The event marked the deep cultural ties between India and the UK. Meanwhile, the stage is set for talks between Prime Minister Modi and Starmer, with the latter leading a power-packed delegation of 125 CEOs and other top minds from the UK. Around an hour from now, the Maharashtra Raj Bhavan will host a bilateral between the two. A media statement by the Prime Ministers is expected at around 11:30 a.m. This afternoon, the two will also attend the Global FinTech Fest. The big focus, of course, is on trade, defense, tech cooperation under the India-UK Partnership Roadmap. Let's also go across to Astha Chopra. She's joining us from Mumbai with all the latest updates. Astha, what are some of the key expectations from this meeting, especially on trade and investment?
Well, this meeting will be the most important meeting for the UK-India trade as well. First of all, we would like to show you that the queue has been started since 6 a.m. in the morning, and they are ready to witness the key session of Modi and the UK Prime Minister as well. And what's going to happen today, what's going to on today's agenda is that Modi and UK PM is on two-day tour in India, which will be very important for the two-day trade mission which they are on. First of all, the major important thing is that along with the Prime Minister of UK, there will be 125 CEOs of different companies of the British from the British will be coming here and attending. Some of the most important companies, we also got the list, and they are coming across the sector, especially aerospace, engineering, telecommunications, and some of the companies CEO which will be accompanying the Prime Minister of UK will be Rolls-Royce, British Telecom, Diageo, British Airways, and BP, London Stock Exchange Group. So these are some of the names of the 125 CEOs of the companies which will be accompanying the UK PM. So we will be expecting at 1:40 that the session will start at the Global FinTech Fest today, where they will both address the media, and basically the key points for their talk points will be the trade. Of course, it will be the revolving around the fintech space and the opportunities which will they can be having business in India, especially now. What has Modi already done since he has come to Mumbai? First of all, he has inaugurated the Navi Mumbai airport yesterday, and also had given the green flag to the Mumbai Metro on the South Line. Now, at 10 o'clock, the UK PM and the India PM will meet at Raj Bhavan in Mumbai, and they're expected to come by 1:40 PM at the Global FinTech Fest.
Thanks for that, Astha. All right, we have time to just take a couple of queries on the markets before we wind up the show this morning, and both very relevant queries. One is coming in from Gauri in Noida. Rajesh, she's asking, with rising gold prices, should she invest in gold or gold-related stocks? I think with all the talk of silver this morning, even I'm wondering what you're going to reply to her.
So gold is also, attracting a buying interest as we have seen a very strong rally in last couple of months for gold. And looking at the trajectory, I think gold may extend its gain. And I think in market, I think gold finance company may get benefit of this thing. So I think Manappuram Finance as well as Muthu Finance, and from banking space, Federal Bank, these three proxy play to the gold would be looking attractive at this juncture. So I think Manappuram Finance, she may keep investing. Looking at the overall structure, I think Manappuram can extend its gain. 320 to 330 would be the next target on in the continuation of this up move. On the downside, 282 needs to keep as a stop loss. And on the banking space, Federal Bank, again, this bank is also involved in the gold finance business, and the kind of breakout which we are seeing in weekly chart, we could see really towards 215 to 220. So Federal Bank is also buy with stop loss of 198.
Fantastic. And we also have Meera Patel of Vadodara asking that with the Trump tariff uncertainty, should she take a risk in investing in IT, pharma, textiles, exports? Also relevant given the build-up we're seeing in some of those segments today. Shell, let's get a quick comment on that one.
You're talking about which set of stocks?
IT, pharma, textiles, basically the export-related basket.
Absolutely, Aabha. I think the best bet would be tech stocks. You can go in for ITBEES. This is an ETF floated by Nippon India AMC. That's the best bet. A lot of institutional money has gone into buying this deep value, debt-free companies with huge cash reserves. And this is a trade which will reflect very well over the next 2 quarters or so. Again, consult your financial independent advisor before you get into ITBs.
All right, so ITB, we've got silver ETFs. Gold continues to be attractive, as Rajesh just highlighted some of the stocks set to benefit on that front. We've got real estate in the news. I'll bring up Prestige Estates for you once again, because that's clearly the star newsmaker this morning. Keep an eye on TCS earnings. That's the big one that we're watching out for today, setting the tone and the mood for the market going forward. So keep an eye on TCS. And Pharma, the other newsmaker, a lot of breakout action coming in there. That's where we leave it on the show today. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Shell, Rajesh. And do join us back at 3 o'clock for market closing.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
Living my best life.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a decor brand. Live consciously.
Hello, Moto. Do the Moto Moto.
Moto G96 5G, segment's undisputed all-rounder.
Bliss. Sometimes it dances on your skin like first rain. Weaves the magic of warmth into a cold day. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindware. Hindware, designed for bliss.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
Hi, here are the top headlines. Presented by Motorola. PM Modi on 26/11 attacks. Says Congress bowed to foreign pressure. Akhilesh Yadav meets Azam Khan. Alleges conspiracy against him. High Court summons Red Chillies and Netflix in Sameer Wankhede defamation case.